this is from channel 127891101.5 News. Tonight we're presenting an investigative report on lobotomies, because over the past few months or so, our team has been researching the history of lobotomies and how it went from the hot new procedure to an old and possibly abusive one. In 1935, this man, Izabel S, created the lobotomy operation, which involves drilling holes into the skull and using a blade to sever nerve fibers going from the frontal lobes to the rest of the brain. Monas believed that these nerve fibers were what caused psychiatric symptoms, and by severing them, the brain would form new connections and the patient's symptoms would improve. And although he created the surgeries, this chubby man-child did not become the poster boy for lobotomy. That title goes to Walter Freeman.
Get back, you don't know me like that. Get back, you don't know me like that. Geek, I ain't playing around. Make one false move, I take you down. Get back.
Yo, greetings, my fellow Americans. I'm Walter Freeman.
So you and your colleague Jane Watts modified Izabel S' original prefrontal lobotomy procedure and created the transorbital lobotomy. So can you explain the difference between those?
Well, prefrontal lobotomy, you drill a hole through the skull to sever those very harmful nerve fibers. The transorbital lobotomy, you use a mallet to put the ice pick through the eye socket to sever those nerve fibers.
Wait, an ice pick? Don't you think that's a little bit dangerous? Where'd you even get an ice pick anyway?
My kitchen, of course! The procedure is perfectly safe. Don't worry about it.
Actually, my team found out that any doctor who used an ice pick, or a leucotome as they were referred to, could not actually see what nerve fibers they were severing. What about sanitation? What if a part of the ice pick snaps off in the patient's skull?
Sanitation, smanitation. I'm not worried about the germ grafts, and neither should you be. And if parts of it breaks off, we just have to open up the skull. I mean, it's only happened like once or twice or 20. It's no big deal. It's okay.
These procedures were originally used to treat those with depression, but they soon expanded their patient population to those with schizophrenia. And most of the time, the choice to have these procedures was the caretakers or parents of the mentally ill or disabled. Let's talk more about your patients. How many people got lobotomies?
I really don't know the exact number, but for an example, I took a trip across the country in my really trusty lobotomobile, and I performed 111 lobotomies in 8 states.
Lobotomobile? Okay. But who decides to get these procedures?
Typically the caretakers of the mentally ill.
Doesn't it seem unfair to the mentally ill who have no choice in getting this procedure and might have their brains damaged as a result of the procedure?
Well, the caretakers have the mentally ill's best interests in mind, and if their brains appear to be damaged, then maybe it'll be shown that a mentally ill patient can think more clearly with less brain than an actual operation.
Freeman actually put that optimistic spin on those who had had their brains damaged. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. Next we talked to Dr. I got my degree off the back of the cereal box to get the general opinion of the medical community on Freeman. It's nice to meet you, Doctor. Although you look awfully familiar. Have I seen...
No.
Okay. So what's your opinion of Walter Freeman and lobotomies in general?
Freeman made lobotomies popular even before any research was done on long-term effects, and he ignored the general opinion that more research needed to be done to even see if it was worthwhile. He ignored the legitimate criticisms with blind optimism. Doctor, I got my degree on the back of the cereal box, out.
He is legit leaving. I still had more questions. He legit just left. Okay, thanks. Back to the news desk, I guess. Soon, in the 1950s, after the introduction of drug therapy, lobotomies quickly lost favor with the general public. And while drug therapy still had a long way to go to becoming one of the safest options out there, it was much safer than lobotomies. This has been For 127811101.5 news. And remember, and have a nice night.